212. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It's good to see y'all in the building. Good to see y'all in the building, man. I hope y'all have had a magnificent Sunday. We're getting back to the weekend right now. It's getting back to the Monday 9 to 5ers. Shout out to all the blue collar, white collar people in the building. Welcome back, True Seeker family. So good to have you back in the building with me tonight. We have the new video set up and arrangement. It's a new year. It's the second of the new year, and I just want to give a huge shout out to you for sticking around to the channel, for watching once again, starting off the new year right with the True Seeker and the live family. Listen, we got some crazy content for you today. We are back with not the BS, because this is actual positivity. We need this. We are back with the correct course of actioning and concise criticisms of a particular group in society that we speak about called the Manosphere. Now, we're going to talk about a lot of different things coming up in this new year. We're just going to be rounding out our Manosphere conversations and delving into the new age types of conversations as far as gender war goes, as far as sociopolitics, socioeconomics, yada, yada, yada. You've heard me say all this before, so why am I talking about EDP again? Well, I did a live stream on EDP a while back, and I've done live streams on just kind of the pedophilic conversations and the pedophilic tendencies of a lot of guys, and this kind of almost pedophilic nature of a lot of men that we kind of see in society and things of that nature. And I wanted to kind of retouch and rehash on this topic, because this is wild how far this EDP thing has gone. Now, the end of the video and the end of things we're going to talk about regarding him are kind of speculative information, but so far everything's been perfectly chronicled in this movie, or in this YouTube video. And this YouTube video was done by a cat named Sunny V2. Get this dude Sunny V2, yo, this guy right here, he started out, I think, like a year or two ago. 800,000 subscribers, right? So let's check this out right here. Why am I showing you this, and why are we talking about, once again, EDP445, the epic update, and not in a good way, ladies and gentlemen.
EDP445 has been fired from 3 different jobs over the last couple of weeks as a result of people exposing his employment to TikTok. He's apparently completely out of money, and as a result has been evicted from a few different properties, and he's now living out of a suitcase in a couple of unconventional crappy locations. However, the craziest update in the EDP445 tragedy is that only 3 weeks ago, according to one of his former YouTube buddies by the name of Lippee, the big man himself has actually been put behind bars.
All right, so if you don't know, if you're new to the channel, if you just don't know anything about, what I'm talking about right now, EDP is he was a YouTube, not sensation, but he had a huge following, 2 million subscribers plus. His channel was recently deleted off of YouTube, and apparently he's now allegedly in jail right now. But why I'm talking about this today is because we're once again rehashing and revisiting a topic as far as something that I believe needs to be talked about more often and considered more often. That's something that I think is not just pervasive inside of the Manosphere, but I've seen and experienced conversations, and I've seen things online forums, in my day-to-day activities that would suggest that there's a large percentage of guys out there that would have no problem kind of partaking in the same types of trendish mind style like thinking that the Manosphere kind of thinks on, and things of that nature, and that's dating younger women or dating young women. As a matter of fact, the Manosphere prides once again their identity on women not having or disparaging a woman for her age, things of that nature, as if they don't age themselves, right? And speaking about how young women are always the best, right? Young women have the best at everything because it's just biological, whatever it might be. It's almost crazy to even hear guys normalize this, right? And they'll try and use laws to normalize it and things of that nature. But let's get back to this EDP445 thing a little bit more before I just get to rambling and talking too much out of my points. Before you know it, I'll be talking for an hour and a half and nothing's even been shared. So as far as the video is concerned, it's just me talking. So I'll try and stop.
Henderson, Nevada Detention Center inmate Brian Moreland would like to receive the call. And I said yes.
Things have gotten so bad for EDP that right now as we speak, he's applying to have his name legally changed. However, in a world of tit for tat where you unavoidably reap what you sow, it's hard to say that this punishment is undeserving. And in this video, you'll see how bad things can truly become if you plant weeds in your garden as opposed to flowers. To what extent should a person's life be ruined for the mistakes made in their own past? At what point, if ever, should EDP445 be forgiven for his own foolish decisions? Does EDP445's work completed prior to his cancellation hold any residual value, or was it rendered
I'm going to stop it right here and kind of say something. So usually what happens online is you got these online social justice campaigns. And so if you're facing the court of public opinion online, you might as well toss that ish out the window. You're going down, homie, especially if the people that you're facing are a huge group. Now, it just so happens that his same following that he built over these years, and I'm talking about EDP here, is going to be the same group of people that ended up taking him out, those same people that were going to end up betraying him and then gathering a lot of other people as well. The spider web effect, something else that I call, is when one person tells two people tell 10 people tell 20, and now because of that one person, there's potential 1,000 or hundreds of thousands that have gotten this one particular type of word or message spread. Now, due to the internet, that happens at a much quicker rate than it used to prior to the internet. Now things spread so quickly that the internet will know about something crazy or tragic before the family of that person even knows about something crazy or tragic. It's mind-numbing how quickly information spreads. And so in this case, EDP's 2 million subscribers was something that was mind-numbingly quick to be used against him, and so much to the fact that where he's seen in public, he's recognized in public. Now, obviously, EDP's not hard to see in public. I mean, he's not hard to spot, right? We can pretty much see that right now. I mean, he's a big guy, right? And I'm not trying to pick on anybody. He's a bigger guy, but aside from that, he's just he's even a tall guy. He looks like he's about 6'3", 6'4", maybe. So he stands out. You can't miss him. And when you have 2 million subscribers as well, and you get caught for something like this, then this is ultimately going to follow him for the rest of his life. Now, this video that you're watching right here, these guys that you see are the people that checked him, right? And this guy that you actually see on the right-hand side said something that's a little crazy, which is me watching and rewatching my last live stream I did on this EDP thing, and I don't know, what was this, 4 or 5 months ago now? I was kind of thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? That's what he said was still very interesting and perplexing to me, because he wasn't necessarily, even the guy that set EDP up, he's not even necessarily all the way in the right, in my opinion, because he said some crazy things. And I can't remember how the conversation went exactly, but it went something along the lines of, well, if she was 15, would that have made it better or something like that? And pretty much they got to the discussion to where, well, it would have been okay if she was 17 or something like that, because I can understand 17 is 1 year away from 18. But that's the big issue. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, all right? So just bear with us now.
Question, because prior to the 18th of April 2021, things were actually going reasonably well for EDP445. If you look at his social blade graph, you'll see that he gained 520,000 subscribers over the course of 2 months in April and May of 2020. People loved him because he was one of the last few YouTubers who had absolutely no filter. He was unconcerned about ad revenue and therefore swore like a trooper while tackling some of the most crass yet hilarious topics. EDP445's unconventional mind was always spoken honestly.
Just to give you a little bit of knowledge about how much money I see on this page right here. Went bald, 600,000 views 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago, not worth the risk, 385,000, 300,000, 1 million. That's at the top right there. Just to give you a general idea, I don't know if he was monetized. I don't think he was monetized. Maybe he was. Either way, when you got that kind of following, you're making a decent amount of money. And we'll get to that later, right? So he's making a decent amount. By decent amount, past, with that following, if he's monetized, past 15 or 20,000. So
he stood out as unique. It's not surprising either. In a world where everyone else online is always walking on eggshells, trying not to offend anyone, EDP445's brash attitude and unapologetic approach to life was somewhat refreshing for those who saw the world in a similar way. However, of course, such an approach wasn't without controversy. In 2017, as a result of his unconventional content, he'd be banned from YouTube for a period of 2 weeks, while Twitter was...
All right, so I checked that. If he's banned from YouTube for a period, then he's not monetized. Having said that, if you got 2 million subs, you're getting paid from YouTube still, There's going to be people that support you out of those 2 million subs that love your content enough, your core group of supporters and stuff like that, right?
A little harsher, placing a ban on his main EDP445 account permanently. Additionally, after hitting 1 million subscribers in early 2020, YouTube refused to send EDP a gold play button, stating that the channel didn't match their eligibility criteria.
Because according to them, my channel doesn't match the criteria. I'm like, my channel has 0 community guideline strikes. It has 0 copyright strikes.
EDP would gain support.
Now, obviously, it's because, and we all know, and anybody with a brain, have a brain can see and have a brain can tell. Hold on. Let me make sure that y'all are actually hearing me. 1 second. Okay, my phone's on, so if y'all can't hear me, I should have gotten a phone call by now. Anybody who has a brain could obviously tell that this is not going to be monetizable content that's on YouTube. The type of videos he was making were just like off the wall crazy. He'd be like, he'd just be talking about the Eagles. He'd be like, F whoever the coach of the Eagles is. He's like, I hate that mother effer. He just start talking. He just start saying crazy stuff, right? So just wild, crazy stuff. It's obvious that it's going to be a lot harder to monetize those types of videos. And so he's surprised and shocked and things of that nature, right? So just a bit of frustration. I think every YouTuber at some point or another thinks that they're shadow banned, right? And then when they get demonetized, they're like, well, I didn't do anything wrong, right? And it's like most people did something wrong. Sometimes you just didn't do anything wrong. It's just bad luck you get. But most of the time, if you got demonetized, you are wilding out, bro.
From other large YouTubers such as Some Ordinary Gamers, who stated that the refusal was stupid.
YouTube, can you just give this dude his play button? If he doesn't get his play button, I'ma buy him his play button.
While EDP was also made a custom YouTube play button by a fan of the channel, displaying the love and support he had from the community at the time. However, perhaps YouTube and Twitter were able to see something objectively that those who loved and supported him could not. They might have seen that a man with such an unfiltered mind may have also been hiding some dirty skeletons in the closet, and correct is what they would eventually be. On the 18th of April 2021, EDP445 was caught in 4K on his way to pick up a cupcake. The topic was covered by almost everyone in the commentary community.
I'm sure by now many of you have at least heard of the EDP445 situation.
Creators who supported him in the past, such as Some Ordinary Gamers, would upload a video titled EDP445 needs to be arrested immediately.
Why has EDP been dropping hard? Because EDP is...
And of course, with the internet thing, and then with something obviously as serious as this, everybody's going to be hopping on it. I mean, this is really serious. But this is not the real reason why we're talking about this. I just want to kind of cut through, and I might even fast forward this video a little bit just to kind of cut through this BS. I just wanted to give you a little brief synopsis on who EDP was before I really talk about what I wanted to talk about and get you to understand the situation at hand. All right, so let's go back to this video. It's 13 minutes long. We're 4 minutes into it, but we're going to continue a little bit longer, and I'll try and figure out parts I want to play in a second.
In the 7 days following the expose, EDP445 would lose 200,000 subscribers, almost 10% of his entire count. However, how many followers he lost initially didn't actually matter, because 7 days later, his remaining 2 million subscribers would disappear entirely after YouTube decided to ban his account.
And stick with me, y'all, because I do have something I really am trying to say here.
Altogether. At the time of his banning, EDP was exactly 30 years old and had been creating content since 2010 when he
also, if you're confused about what the cupcake event in the parentheses means on here, when he was asked what he was doing, they were like, oh, what are you doing here? Like, what do you hear, whatever. Obviously, everybody knows what he's doing there because they set it up. And he said, oh, I'm just here to get some cupcakes. So that's the meme joke about it, right? That's why I put cupcake event.
He was 19 years old. So the 179 million views deleted in the process meant that his entire portfolio of work completed in his 20s, 10 plus years worth of labor, was wiped out quite literally overnight. One mistake was all it took for YouTube to decide that EDP445 no longer deserved either his celebrity status.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. I think hold on 1 second, y'all. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna look at y'all's comments in a second too. I think I forgot to do something. We'll see. Oh, no, I did. I did it right. Oh, my gosh. I did it right. Lord have mercy. All right. I'm going to check out y'all's comments really quickly. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Dude is off his rocker. Yeah, no, and stick with me, y'all, because this gets insane. And trust me, I'm speaking about this for a very particular reason, because I see a big issue. If YouTube handled EDP this way, then YouTube needs to be handling the Manosphere in a very certain way as well, because of the way that they speak. And there's a very, and I'm going to even get legal with it. I might not even get all the way legal with it in this stream, because I'm probably going to forget to even get into the legalities type thing. I have a million things to say. But if YouTube took away EDP's entire channel, because of him actually being, obviously convicted of this thing and this type of thought, this type of content or whatever it might be, then what more for an entire group of people that predicates a message, or that majoritizes, is that a word? F it. A message based off of sleeping or acquiring women who are in some cases under the legal federal age, all right? I have live stream clips of YouTubers who have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. All right, I'm not gonna play them right now. I have clips though, and because I'm trying to get some steam rolled up in this message, this entire pedophilic message, because that's my next target. We're gonna start really attacking these guys and their messages and what they say. Right now they're going after them because of how rude they are to women, because of this and that. Everybody's attacking Fresh and Fit. Everybody's doing this. Everybody's doing that. Yada yada yada. No, let's go ahead and dig it a little bit deeper now. There's something very wrong with a lot of guys. There's something very wrong with a lot of guys. This isn't just the manosphere. There's something very wrong with a lot of guys. But people are acting like these blanket moral people, just moral figures. I can't believe EDP did something like that. Well, in my opinion, in my head, yes, EDP was trying to meet with, a 13 or 14-year-old child, right? Does 4 more years, does 3 more years? Because I know a lot of guys I've been hearing, and I have video clips of guys saying, oh, well, 17 is legal in this state. Does 3 more years make that 14-year-old automatically grown now? Is she a child because she's 17 and that's okay? Is she a child because, is she grown now because she's 18 now and that's okay? Did 3 or 4 years make that much of a difference between the age that EDP got with this girl or was trying to get with this girl and the age that you're trying to promote? Now the thing, now what's crazy about this is guys will try and say, oh, well, the law says, right? The law says, right. The law, right? The same thing that a lot of guys in the manosphere complain about. What do I mean? You see, and this is a very interesting topic here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll just type this in. If you don't know what the manosphere is, then you're in for it tonight. We're not going to always be talking about this. We're going to have a lot of lighthearted stuff coming up, right? But I'll just type in manosphere legal, all right? I'll just type in manosphere legal, and we'll see what goes on here, all right? Is the manosphere hostile towards marriage? Jordan Peterson shares the room while they're shocking. Red pill praises. I don't even know what that is. Hey, that's me. Look at that. Getting turned out in prison. What the heck? The manosphere is dying, and that's a good thing. That was 10 months ago. I don't know. Anyways, okay. Well, you know what? I'm not finding anything exactly what I'm looking for, so let me try this. Manosphere divorce. All right. Yo, my R key. Somebody cash at me $1,000 so I can get a new laptop. My R key is broken. All right. We're going to try and get divorced here. Look at this, though. Look at this. All right, here we go. All right, good enough. Females, why women initiate most of divorces, how men are divorced, graped, right? And they're trying to say the R word, graped, right? Because the legal system, obviously, right? The legal system, things of that nature, right? The legal system. I just wanted to show you all that really quickly. So the same legal system that is very bad for men is the same legal system that a lot of guys will try and say, oh, well, it's okay because the law says she's 18. Oh, the law says it's okay because she's 17. The law says she's 16. Well, which is it? Now, I understand nuance. I've been talking about nuance. There's nuance to everything. I get that. However, in this particular situation, I think that the nuance is a little less than, because if you're going to argue for the law and then argue against the law, then that means that you're right in the middle. You're not on either side, in which case you shouldn't have a problem with my message, essentially. You should be able to see the reality of the truth of the situation. You should be able to at least understand from a nuanced perspective what I'm saying. But once again, once a lot of guys hear this message, they're going to have a problem with me saying that I don't think it's okay with an 18-year-old girl dating a 35 or a 36 or a 37-year-old man. I don't think it's okay for a 17-year-old girl to be dating a 27 or 28 or to be having sexual relations with a whatever-year-old man. But there's a lot of guys out there who are watching me right now who are going to comment in the comment box and say that there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Let me get back to this video here, because this video even gets more insane. And before I get to my talking points, before I overtalk myself, I just want to keep playing this. All right.
Status or any kind of record relating to any of his work completed in the past. Another method that EDP had for earning an online income was Cameo. You could order a personalized video and get EDP to say anything you instructed him to for the low price of $44. However, following the infamous cupcake event, Cameo would be contacted by numerous individuals who would receive responses along the lines of, "Hey there, thank you for reaching out. Our team is aware of the allegations and are actively investigating this. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. Kindly, Melita." Less than.
Oh, also, I'm gonna check the comments just to make sure that my little picture's not in the way. I might end up moving my little picture right here on the screen. Give me 1 second. Can I move? I'm gonna make that a little bit smaller. I feel like that's so big. You know what I'm saying? All right, there we go. Much better. Much better. Let me read some of y'all's comments really quickly. Somebody said, Garcia said yawning. Let's knock it started. Oh, yeah. That 5. Seven deadly sins. Let's silence the Manosphere. Who cares about the First Amendment and freedom of speech? Garcia said, let's silence the Manosphere. Who cares about the First Amendment and freedom of speech? Didn't I say that they were going to comment right there? It doesn't matter. And this is why I'm glad, Garcia, that you commented this, right? I'm glad that you said this because we're talking about pedophilia right now, right? But this guy's response to pedophilia, Garcia 1984, and that gives you an idea of how old he is because niggas put his last name and his birth year on the internet. Just give you an idea of how old he is, 1984, right? Grown man, right? Talking about let's silence the Manosphere. Who cares about the First Amendment freedom of speech? Because that's the important thing here when we're talking about the protection of children in the future. Garcia, to prove my point, as previously aforementioned, comes on here talking about freedom of speech. Nowhere did I mention in this live stream that we need to be taking away anybody's freedom of speech. We're talking about men trying to have sexual relations with children. And you don't have freedom of speech. You can't just say everything. You can't. No, it's not, you can't say everything. There's things like threats. You can't just go around saying you want to remove somebody permanently from the planet. YouTube, the cops are going to come and arrest you. You don't have freedom of speech. Welcome to reality. Freedom of speech. All right, you think you have freedom of speech? Go ahead. You go freedom of your speech right up down Main Street in downtown, wherever city you live in. They're going to freedom of your speech right in jail. Niggas living on an online fantasy. Let's get back to this video really quickly.
Then a week later, EDP445's cameo.
So just to pick off where we left off, EDP so far, his YouTube channel's been banned. This thing called Cameo's been banned. I don't even know what Cameo is. I guess it's something where you can make videos and make money on or something like that. His Cameo's been banned. Everybody knows who he is. 2 million people know his first and his last name. So no matter where he's at, and because he just is a big person, people can see him. So he's not making any money. It's crazy.
Account was deleted.
Crazy.
Another income stream had gone up in smoke. EDP445 then attempted to switch to Facebook. However, after gaining 6,000 followers, he'd be banned from the platform. It was the same story over on Instagram. His main account was terminated, at which point EDP was likely coming to terms with the harsh reality of his cancellation. However, just before his Facebook was deleted, he'd make one final interesting announcement. He planned on making his own website to which he would continue posting videos.
EDP445 announced over on Facebook that he will be making his grand return to the internet with his own website to return to his old video type, I guess.
Just want to let you guys know, man, EDP445.com is coming soon. Been about like a week, maybe 2 weeks from now.
EDP445 seemingly got to the point of fully building the website, as discussed by Tipster here on YouTube.
It still says coming soon, still says today's date. It does look like EDP is actually serious about this whole launching a website thing.
However, after an apparent falling out with his website developer, as mentioned in a Reddit comment, the launch seemed to fail.
Update, the website is now returning an error 500. So it looks like he's been having a little bit of trouble launching the site. Hasn't been working so well for him.
And to this day, the page remains as an unlaunched, inactive website. In spite of how much of a scumbag EDP445 truly was, you have to give him credit for sheer determination, because he then began to upload videos on another third-party website called 3Speak TV, where his account would be met with the same fate. It was banned.
He wrote, for some reason my channel was deleted. I don't have a clue what's going on. I didn't violate any guideline. Can you please tell me what's going on?
All right, so this is what happens when you got 2 million subscribers on YouTube. When you got 2 million subs on YouTube, there's nowhere that you can go at this point. Welcome to the new life of a celebrity, ladies and gentlemen. So for all y'all people that want to be YouTubers, obviously that goes without saying, if you don't make a mistake like EDP, then you'll probably be all right. But if you want to be a YouTuber and you're at that level, just know that if you do royally screw up, if you do royally F up, it's over. Like your public image, it's over for you. You might as well pack your bags and move to another country. But even then, somebody from another country is going to see you and then report that you're in that country. And then the same thing's going to happen. Eventually, you're going to run out of money if you do something as egregious as what EDP did, right? Trying to meet up with a child, right? If you do something that bad, then just know it's coming for you. And if you want to be a YouTuber, period, just know that there's no privacy as a YouTuber. Not anymore. No privacy. But it's a blessing, though, being able to be here and streaming with y'all. So shout out to y'all watching right now. Make sure you leave a like and a thumbs up. If you're at work right now, make sure that you do 5 jumping jacks. Shout out to my night crew people, my night shift people. Trust me, I'm getting ready to get another job right along with y'all. I'm right in there with y'all. So we're getting ready to hustle. I got a lot of stuff going down for the channel. Don't worry. A lot of stuff going down, but that takes cash, and it takes y'all continuing to watch. So I appreciate y'all being here, and I'm going to get my butt to work because I got a lot of time on my hands right now, and I need to be getting working, right? So I'm going to be right there with y'all, but shout out to you watching. If you're at home right now, shout out to you watching. We're going to continue on with this message right here, and why I'm talking about what I'm talking about today, the manosphere and this pedophilic nature of a lot of guys that I'm starting to see, this argument that it's okay to date 18-year-old girls, it's okay to date 17-year-old girls, 16-year-old girls, and apparently there's even an age of consent in somewhere. Maybe it's not for 15. I don't know if that's the whatever it might be. I Googled it after finding all this stuff. It's different in every state. Some of them it's 16. A lot of them it's 17. My state, Texas, it's 17, right? And there's going to be a lot of guys that think that there's nothing wrong with that because, of course, it's the law. Of course, there's something wrong with that, right? But guys in the comment, guys that'll comment after this video is posted, don't see anything wrong with this. That's the manosphere in a nutshell. That's what they preach. That's what these guys preach. Once again, I'm just going to type in the manosphere for you because if you don't know, then you're not going to understand really what I'm talking about. Just to give you an idea here, ignore my GIMP hand, right? This 100,000 subscribers, Manosphere highlights daily. God, 21 studios. Let's see how many subs they have. 21 studios. Why's my...
I've got a new question for you guys. Why do you think guys...
What the is going on? Okay, there we go. 361,000 subs for 21 studios, right? It's a Manosphere. Manosphere, right? Big. All right. The roommates, I don't know. They're probably at 1 million plus subs, right? They're Manosphere. Hey, it's Life of Grandmaster Cho. What's up? Russian KD, I don't know who that is, right? Mediocre tutorial reviews. He's got a lot of hundreds of thousands, right? So this concept, this idea is a prevalent type of thing, right? This is a prevalent thing. Once again, this is not just in the manosphere. This is a lot of guys outside of YouTube as well. So let me ask you this. Let me present the situation. Why? So, okay, what's the point? What's the point, True? Why are you talking about this? Let me just ask you a question. I asked you a question a couple seconds ago. I asked you if she's 14 and 3 years is the legal difference. Is the 3 years enough for her to mature into a fully functioning, thinking adult at 17 years old? Is that all it takes is 3 years for the 14-year-old? Because obviously if you go and ask a random person, a random guy, is it okay for you, it's a grown man, past the years of 18 years old to get with the girl, is that okay? Obviously they're going to say, no, it's not okay. And they'll make some kind of social stigma about it. They'll make some kind of social, big ruckus about it and make sure that other people know that, they said that it's not okay to be with the 14-year-old. They want to make sure that they know, and they'll try and persecute you or chastise you for even asking such a question. Well, if that is such a wild thought, if that's such a wild notion, then how does 3 or 4 years change that dramatically? When did that just automatically go out the door? Oh, 14? Heck no. But 17? Okay, that's all right. 14? What? 17? Yeah, that's all right. Let's bring in another kind of point or question that I have, right? So we're going to get back to EDP here in a second, all right? Actually, we'll get back to EDP in 1 second. We'll get back to EDP right now because I can't make that point until we watch this part of the video.
On EDP.
After this ban, it seemed as though EDP445 was slowly getting the message from each and every website. His career on the internet was finished. However, the internet wasn't finished with ending his career. Rich from Review Tech USA would state that he might be able to get a job working somewhere like Starbucks. However, it was only going to be so long before the trolls would come and inform them of his past.
But I don't even know if you could get a damn job at Starbucks and keep it, because you know the trolls are going to come after you and say, oh yeah, that guy you just hired, I wouldn't keep him employed. You'd probably lose a job at that coffee shop too real quick.
Rich would be correct in this statement. EDP445 moved from Bakersfield, California to Henderson, Nevada following the expose, where it seemed as though he managed to land a job as a Lyft driver in October 2021. However, this job would be fairly short-lived, as a video posted to TikTok by a user called Lennon Jimenez would expose EDP445's Lyft profile.
Bro went from wanting cupcakes to driving for Lyft.
And his position as a driver would subsequently be removed by the company. The situation would promote Reddit discussion, with one post stating EDP as a Lyft driver, how the mighty have fallen, which received comments such as, can you take me to the grocery store? I'ma go buy some cupcakes, and I hope he doesn't get on any food delivery apps. MF would eat my fries and I'd have missing slices of pizza. However, somewhat hilariously, it was revealed shortly thereafter that EDP had in fact been driving for both Uber Eats and Grubhub, which would also both fire him after finding out about the drama.
He was driving Lyft, he was driving for Grubhub and Uber Eats, and all three of those companies fired him.
According to a very...
So, I don't know if he was convicted. I don't know if the conviction went quick enough. I think he's still doing the court battles and court legals and stuff like that. He's got money, right? EDP's got cash. Like I said, he's 2 million subs. You've been making money for a while. If you've been saving, you should got some money, right? So he's got cash. He's got resources. But aside from that, I think things were drying up, right? So he went to go get a job. And I mean, epic, go get a job. Nothing wrong with getting a job. You can still, do stuff on the side and have a job for sure. Listen, man, I know cats that had a job that had a lot of money, but the job was just a front for them to be able to get their apartment complex or for them to be able to get their house or for whatever it might be. The job on paper is something on paper, right? But that's not how they make their money, though. I know cats like that, too. So I understand, whatever it might be. And, hey, whatever, get a job, work, do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do, right? Ain't nothing wrong with it. So, they tried to roast him for driving for Lyft and this and that, and that's the nature of the game. That's what people are going to do. They're going to make fun of you for doing what you got to do. Right, and of course, until then you rise from the ashes. Like, who was it? Was it Gary Owens? Not Gary Owens. Who was that guy that was working as a grocery store clerk? He was a celebrity. Yo, my R button is tripping, yo. This is crazy. Okay, it worked. All right, I'm gonna find that news article for y'all. Hold on. Grocery store clerk, actor. Y'all probably already have the name in the chat. You're like, truth, what the heck? Look at the screen. Jeffrey Owens. That's him, right? This Jeffrey Owens dude, what show was this cat on? Oh, he was on the Cosby Show. All right, so this guy was on the Cosby Show, right? And they found him working at a supermarket. That's him working at a supermarket. And like people were like making fun of and laughing at him and stuff like that, yada, yada, yada. And then somebody asked him, they were like, yo, are you Jeffrey Owens? Like from, the Cosby Show? And he was like, yeah. And they were like, dang, what's going on? He was like, nothing. I'm just working a job, right? He's like, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So they made fun and poked fun at first. Now he's acting again and everything's good, right? So everything's gravy. And then, of course, it's a good thing because the media is going to sensationalize it. Oh, look, he came from the top to the bottom to the top again, right? And he went back to it, yada, yada, yada. And so that's a great thing, right? That's a great thing. I love to see it.
We could win this war.
That was another YouTube page I had open, right? Had he not gone to the top, though, again, people might have still been roasting him. But a lot of people said, hey, it's good. He's doing what he's got to do. Well, EDP couldn't do that. EDP's life is effectively over. But once again, this is about EDP, yes. But it's also about the millions of men that are out there that preach the same thing that he does. Millions of men that are out there that preach the same thing that he does. And for any guy that tries to shame you on your age or this, and that, that's the same type of preaching. Any guy that's trying to use an age to hold over a woman's head like they don't age themselves, like they're gonna be good looking forever. You know what I mean? Just unreal expectations. That's the same type of thought, right? That's the same type of thought. Let's continue with this because this guy that you're seeing right here, this Matt guy, I think he's a YouTuber, but yo, he wasn't going for the EDP nonsense. That's for sure. Check this out.
Very basic unconfirmed source, EDP also apparently applied at Chuck E. Cheese, but for obvious reasons didn't seem to get the position. EDP445 no longer had the ability to make money online or in real life as this revealed, unless he were to find some extremely low-skill niche job where they wouldn't check his name online and where he wouldn't have to interact with any customers who might expose him to whichever company he might be working for. With so many obstacles in the way of finding even the most basic of jobs, it's hardly surprising to find out that EDP has been attempting to change his name legally. The application shown on screen states that Bryant Moreland applied for a name change with the Nevada County Court on the 21st of October 2021. The strange part about this is that when you try and search the court register from the Reddit post by typing in his name, Bryant Moreland, it now states that there are no results found, possibly indicating that EDP445's name change has been successful and he's no longer known as Bryant Moreland.
I want to stop it there and just first, huge shout out to this YouTuber guy, man. The name of this channel is once again Sunny V2. The editing, the amount of research, y'all have no idea how much effort and resources it takes to make a video like this, man. It's like a 13-minute video, dude. That takes days to edit a video like this, hours upon hours upon hours upon hours, forever. So much research. These guys are brilliant, dude. I'm a live streamer. I'm cheap. I'm not gonna lie. But going back to this, I want to cover a concept and get to this before we even get back to the EDP thing, and it's a concept of grooming, right? Grooming is something where you take a child, and because you're an adult and you understand what's important to a child, you understand how their mind thinks, you understand their triggers, you're able to effectively groom or warp the child's mind or mold the child's mind or decisions into decisions that'll be more accessible to you sensually, physically, right? When they either get to that time of age, quote unquote, legally, or at a certain period of time that the groomer deems appropriate for him to pursue physically a connection with that child, right? Forgive, I'm trying to be as tactfully, appropriate as possible. So with this entire thought that, okay, it's okay at 17, it's okay at 18, I believe that if you don't have a radical thought that it's not 18, 9, you're how old? If you don't have a radical thought or if you don't have the process of the mind as a man that even stops you from having to ask the question, oh, how old are you? If you're not even there yet, then you have the ability or the propensity to be a groomer, in my opinion, because you haven't effectively cut the head off of the snake. You haven't taken the root out of the ground. You might be trimming the root down to the very bottom or trimming the little weed down to the very bottom of the lawn, but you're not removing the root completely from the ground. And that's why I see from a lot of guys. That's why I see from a lot of people online and offline. As if it's just morally okay because a piece of paper says it. The piece of paper, however, didn't ever really, and as far as functional Western society in America goes, a piece of paper like the law, which gives us information on the legal age of consent and things of that nature, that bill, those pieces of paper, those articles were not created with the thought that 18-year-olds were going to be looking for primarily 35 or 45-year-olds, or even in the off chance 35 to 45-year-olds. For the most part, I understand society has had people and times and large portions in it where young girls dated older guys and had children with older guys and were raped by older men and things of that nature. I understand that time period definitely happened in the world, and that in a lot of places in the world it still does happen. But where I have the big problem with is, once again, there not being more of an uproar, and there will be an uproar because I'm gonna start talking about it, and once I start talking about it, there's gonna be other people that eventually start talking about it. But I'm not understanding why there hasn't been a more continued message and light shed on the situation of what's really going on with these guys that are preying on children and that are getting onto my platform, that will get onto my YouTube channel, that'll get onto my emails, that'll try and sound gangster and thug and volatile with me, right? For putting exactly what they say out on Front Street, whilst they're the same people that are also making videos talking badly about a grown man that did exactly what they are trying to do with a girl that is 3 years less the age of the girls that they're pursuing or talking about pursuing. That's what I have a problem with. That's the Manosphere in a nutshell. Once again, this is something they preach all the time. If you go back on my channel, I don't talk about, and I don't have a lot of the types of content specifically that I used to, right? I don't have a lot of those types of content, but we're going to start branching out because this encompasses a lot of different things. This encompasses all races of people. This encompasses a lot of different areas and aspects of society. I'd be called a simp by guys that aren't in the Manosphere for saying this, right? Because now the word simp has grown past, right, traditional bounds of YouTube society. It's now part of mainstream society. Now 14 and 15-year-old kids, now the word simp and things of that nature. Well, the word simp originally started, in my opinion, it's a red pill connotation word. It's a red pill. It's a Manosphere type of belief. It depicts a guy who is, to some extent, willing to financially invest, willing to emotionally invest, willing to even take the L sometimes if she decides that she wants to do, if she decides that she, now obviously I understand if she, cheats, yada, yada, yada. Some guys will say, hey, that's the simp. That's what we mean a simp is. If a girl cheats on you and you take her back, then you're a simp, yada, yada, yada. Well, the word's been so misconstrued now that once again, if you hold the door open for a woman, you're a simp. I'm a simp for having this YouTube channel talking bad about EDP. And the guy who said, whoa, you're going to try and take away freedom of speech, I'm sure he thinks I'm a simp. Right? So anybody who doesn't align with hatred of women in 2021 is a simp for the most part, right? And teens even joke about this on TikTok. This is mainstream. But this is why, once again, and a lot of y'all don't really understand. I'm going to get back to EDP. 30 seconds. We're going to get back to EDP. Y'all don't understand why I'm like making music now, why I'm doing this now, why I'm doing that now, why I'm doing this now. I'm thinking about long term and ahead of the game. I'm about to attack the entire industry. I'm about to attack it from a multimedia perspective, from a short movie perspective, from a music perspective, because there's so many different ways to be able to get the message intrinsically formed in the music, and there's so many different ways to get the message formed in the videos. There's so many different ways to get the message formed in new content, because we have to reach a different level of people now. Some people are just unsavable. Some of these guys are just effing lost. That's why I said, to some extent, man, unplug out of the manosphere, unplug from, you know, from the gender war, unplug from a lot of those people, unplug from that hatred and that volatility, because when you look at these people in real life, you'd be like, bruh, what? Y'all are nobodies that just happen to be doing nothing for the most part for so long that you found a lot of other people that did nothing as well in their real lives and got together, right? For the most part, that's a lot of content creators. That's a good amount of content creators. And then you have a lot of content creators who are just extremely talented, who just make good content. They don't get into beef or drama or nothing like that. They don't have to disparage anybody to try and make money. You know, they just do what they do and they can stay out of the way, right? I'm trying to go more to that aspect myself. So let's get back to this EDP thing. Listen, it's almost done. I'll get back. We'll have some comments. We're going to go ahead and read some comments. If you're super chatting, if you're donating, thank you for donating and super chatting. I hope you're enjoying the show right now. I'll be opening up the Zoom. Hop onto the Zoom if you want to give your words on EDP, the Manosphere. Maybe if you're a girl, a female, a woman, and you experience something along the lines of what we're talking about today, I want to hear your story, and I want to hear you give it and tell your testimony, your story, your experience. Let's continue with this. You don't have to, of course.
I did type in his name, Marlon Bryant. Submit. No results found.
However, the problem with this, as outlined by the EDP445 subreddit, is that he's not exactly hard to spot. This idiot thinks this will fix anything, LeMayo. He will be spotted everywhere no matter his name. He should flee to Cuba or something like this. Changing his name isn't a good idea since it's gonna get leaked anyways. What good does changing a name do when you're as easily recognizable as him, lol? He needs to lose hundreds of pounds and get a hair transplant. Perhaps the goal is to have his name hidden for long enough in order to get a job, as other sources state that he's been unsurprisingly struggling with money.
He's broke. Like, YouTube made him money, but after having that, he got broke real quick.
A user by the name of Master at Work, who was one of the people trying to expose EDP all the way back in 2020, stated in October that EDP had less than $3,300 cash left in his account, plus 2 cars and a couple of other things that he might be able to sell.
The only income that he has, other than the $3,300 that he has left in his bank account, is maybe the
I don't know how this guy knows how much money he has in his bank account. That's got to be like a really personal friend. And, you know, so, hey, obviously, I don't see anything wrong with at this particular moment in time, this guy, you know, sharing the details or anything like that about EDP, because EDP is just, you know, it's just, you know, not a good person. But I think it says a lot, too. Obviously, this guy, EDP, you know, trusted him, yada, yada, yada. And, you know, his business is out there. But like I said, once you do something like this, you're kind of out of there. Well, once again, the bigger point and the bigger message is EDP's not the only one. Not by far.
40 grand in weapons and the 2 cars that he owns.
However, in the 2 months since October, users on Reddit used his car's license plate to confirm that EDP445.
You said 40 grand in weapons? Did they say 40 grand? I thought they said 4.
But in the 2 months,
maybe the 40 grand in weapons and the 2 cars that he owns.
40 grand in weapons.
However, in the 2 months since October, users on Reddit used his car's license plate to confirm that EDP445 has sold one of his cars, possibly indicating that his cash stack has dwindled even further. In the same live stream during which Master at Work would discuss EDP's financial situation, it also mentioned that EDP had been evicted from his apartment complex as the property owner received numerous complaints about having him as a tenant.
Call up Spur Apartments and verify for yourself. EDP will no longer be living at Spur Apartments. The reason why he got evicted is because of constant harassment the property owner has been getting.
Since then, EDP has been living out of a suitcase at various hotels. However, even then, his detractors have been going around trying to get him kicked out of wherever he happens to be staying.
Bro, they went to the hotels to go find this man, dude. They are not playing. That's the guy with the face tattoo right here.
Danger to everyone in here.
Okay, so I just called security. Go ahead and let security know all
I
this
will
information.
be more than happy to let them know. Thank you very much.
EDP's detractors have made his life such a living hell that if anything, an arrest or a short stint in prison would almost make his circumstances more comfortable. We'll preface this part by stating that there have been numerous accounts of EDP being arrested, however they never seem to have any rock solid proof to go along with it, so take everything said in the next section with a grain of salt. In late October, a YouTuber by the name of Matt Simon seemed confident that EDP had been arrested, yet provided no evidence or reason for the arrest.
EDP has been arrested. Today is October 25th. It is 11:30 at night, and EDP has been arrested today.
And he was actually arrested today.
I'm gonna stop it right here really quickly. I'm just gonna read some of y'all's comments, and just to kind of verify later on. I'm actually just gonna stop the video right there. The next guy that ends up speaking is this guy right here, who's a good friend to EDP. Sorry, this guy right here who's a good friend to EDP, and he ends up getting on video and pretty much saying like, yeah, EDP's in jail. He called me a couple times, yada yada yada. Well, I'll go ahead and play it. Why not?
Picked up. I was like, hello, and it said, this is the Henderson, Nevada detention center, inmate for Bryant Moreland. Would you like to receive the call? And I hung up, and then called again, and the same thing happened. Would you like to receive a call? So I said yes, because I was like, I was just curious to see holy shit, he got arrested, wow,
The issue is the only evidence that he's able to provide is for no caller ID calls on his iPhone, which isn't exactly
for caller no caller IDs, whatever. I think that's pretty good judgment. I don't know if does jail pop up on your iPhones or caller ID as the jail? Maybe it's the courthouse or something. So that's the EDP situation, all right? Right now, EDP is allegedly locked up in jail, according to one of his best friends, all right? Because he tried to go after a minor, and he did actually meet up or attempt to meet up, because it was a sting with a minor. Getting back to the conversation at hand, all right? This is past the manosphere now. There's, once again, something that I've noticed that a lot of guys are similar in. Now, as you watch this live stream, I want you to, and moderators on the live stream when this is posted, don't delete the comments of the guys that are saying some of the things that I'm getting ready to say. Don't delete the comments of the guys that are calling me a simp. Don't delete the comments of the guys that are going to be saying, oh, 18 is legal, oh, 17 is legal, 16 legals. Leave all those comments. Guys, don't make fake profiles commenting either. Don't make fake profiles. We can tell when they're fake profiles. I'm going to screenshot the comments. I'll screenshot the emails. I'm going to show you guys coming up, and they'll probably be in shorts because I'm, cranking out content now for the new year. They'll probably be in shorts coming up in a little bit, but just to show y'all actual conversations of grown men that have argued with me on live stream panels about why they should have the right to date 17-year-old girls. I have videos and I have those live streams. It wasn't my intention really as much to kind of delve into that, but with the EDP thing, I figured I listen to the universe and I go ahead and take the timing when I could get it. And so I'm going to go ahead and take those. I don't have the conversations right now prepared, so that's the only reason I'm not showing you, right? So forgive me. But I have had these conversations, okay? But this is, once again, something that you'll see with a lot of guys in society. What do I mean? I want you to just go ask a guy what he thinks about, dating an 18-year-old girl. Ask him if you would date an 18-year-old girl. Ask your best friend. Ask your guy friend if you would date an 18-year-old girl. I say 18-year-old girl because in my mind, most 18-year-olds are girls who are females. Most 18-year-old dudes are kids. You're 18 on paper, but you're not fully developed. At 18, I was a fool. I'm still a fool. At 18, I was insane. You know what I mean? But past that, I understand nuance as well. I understand that there are some very, very extremely mature 18-year-old women out there. I get that some girls are full-grown women at 18. I understand that. I'm not a complete fool. I get that. But the overwhelming majority of women, of girls, are women at 18. The overwhelming majority of girls are not women at 18, not 19, not 20, not 21, right? You don't understand how life works at age 21. You're not there yet, right? You're not there yet. That's the biggest message here. This fake white knight sticking up for women. Let me open the Zoom. If you want to hop onto the conversation, if you want to talk to me or give your experience, if you want to just kind of give your input on what you think about EDP, if you want to just tell me what you think about the situation, hop on the Zoom meeting right now. The links are going to be placed in the if I'm stupid. There we go. All right, the links are going to be placed in the live chat. I want to hear what you think. And okay, let me try and remember this. Here we go. Memory workout of the night. 785667. That's the password. 785. God, I got to type this fast. 785667. 785 password. I'm just putting pass. I can't remember. 785667. All right. We got it right. Come on now. There's the password. Hop on Zoom. Let me know. You don't have to hop on Zoom. You can keep enjoying the show. But yeah, do that. And I might do that. I might just, you know what? I might go do that. I'm going to go out tomorrow. I'm going to take my camera tomorrow. I might make it a members only video. So if you want to become a members, there you go. Then again, you know what? I don't think I'm going to make that a members only video because that doesn't really sit right, at all. So let me not do that. Anyways, I'm going to go ask some people tomorrow what they think about dating 18-year-old women. I'm going to go ask some guys tomorrow what they think about it. And you know what? To be completely transparent and honest, I'm not going to delete. I'm going to ask in sequential order. I'm not going to filter anybody out. I'm going to ask 20 people. I'm going to ask 20 guys, and I'm going to see what they really say, what they really think. I'm going to ask them. I'm going to edit it as cleanly as I can. I'm going to go around my area, ask 20 guys. I'll just go to the store right there, right a minute by my house, ask 20 guys and see what they think. My belief is, though, my thought is that they're going to have not that big of a problem with it because, of course, she's 18. That's okay. Let's get back into this grooming thing. If a girl tells you, if you're a grown man, because you're in the Manosphere, because you just think that, the law, because you've decided to look up, thanks to the Manosphere, the legal age of consent in your state, even though federal law says it might be 18, you decide to go with the state law and say, you know what, 16. F it. 16 is good enough for me because the law says it's okay. Say the girl says that she's 15, but you happen to live in a state where 16 is the legal age of consent. Now what? Is that 1 year enough for you to be like, oh, shh, you're 15? Oh, you're 17? You're 17? Oh man, no. Whoa, you got to get away from me. You better stay away from me. You better stay away for another 44 days, right? Did you say your birthday? Did you say something about your birthday next month? Right. So you expect me to believe that doesn't happen, right? Right. Of course it happens. We all know that happens. Girls know that happens. It happens every day to them, right? These are the stories of women. These are the stories of black women particularly as well. You don't have any protection. You don't have fathers. You don't have guys that can watch out and teach you how to avoid guys like this that are predators that will groom you until you're 17, the legal age of consent in Texas. What's a year? What's 50 days, right? See, now we're talking about a completely different concept. Now we're talking about grooming, which is technically illegal. It's a predatory type of tactic. But, of course, we're starting to mix the other side with it, which is a legal side, which is the actual legal age of consent. Now we're bringing in two different concepts. But, of course, we're masking it under this identity that, this is a natural order and biologically because younger women have children more easily. And because younger women like older guys because we're, right? Very interesting. Koja, go ahead, Koja.
Hey, they need to stop. Ain't nobody around here with no horse and buggy, and they want these Steely and Mr. relationships. When I say Steely and Mr., I'm talking about Steely off the color purple and Mr. When her daddy, who she thought was her daddy, who was her stepdaddy, sent her over there to Mr., he said, here you go. Take her. Do what you want. Jeez. She was a girl literally in pigtails, but that's what these men want. We are not living in the 1800s. They raggedy ass got air conditioned, cell phones, and everything. So we ain't finna casually take some of the 1800s and the early 1900s and live by in the 2000s. Right. You eat the whole elephant. If you want to live in them old days, take your ass and live by the sweat of your brow in them old days.
Absolutely.
There's a time and place for everything.
Absolutely.
And the men that really want to do this are predatory. They're predatory men, and they will probably be swapping out their daughters to other men if it allowed them to get away with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I 1000% agree, and I know they would. I've asked, actually, as a matter of fact, I was on a panel one time, and we played this on a live stream a long time ago. I asked a guy who was in the Manosphere. His name was Zero something. Some of y'all see him. He's a black dude. He's got a cap on. He's got dreadlocks and stuff. Zero something. And I said, yo, man, I said, do you not have a problem with hearing guys say that they will that they want to bend over? A guy said this on my live stream, right? This guy named Undead Chronic. He's got 40 or 50,000 subs. I don't know. At the time he did. He might have more now. He's probably past 100. I'll try and bring up the clip. Somebody did a video on it too. I forget. Whoever did that video, shout out to you. The video. Somebody clipped it on my live stream. Anyways, this guy said, I don't see a problem with bending over either said 17 or 18-year-old girls if with the 34-year-old man, if she wants to do it. I don't see a problem with that, right? I forget what age he said. And that was fine, because his entire take on it was that that was the natural order, and kind of getting back to your comment of what you said, that's kind of like how things were back in the day, yada, 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 arranged marriage, yada, yada, yada. They want this weird dystopian, this weird, insane, really, when you think about it, utopian universe that's disturbing at best. Absolutely sadistic
even
and
back
evil
then,
at worst.
it wasn't even good for young men, because young men had to basically wait till they were older and could afford to have a wife if they dad couldn't get them one. Because if you look into like the Mormon society and all of those cults, Warren Jeffries, the old men got all the women because they had the money and the power, and the young men were relegated to whatever was left over if they could get one. The young girls didn't want to do it, because guess what? A young girl is not really attracted to an old man. Now, if you want to trick, then you go right ahead and trick, but don't get mad when you get Alzheimer's or when your hip broke and she put you in the bathtub and don't feed you and take your money and leave. They want to trick with you and then get mad, say, oh, these bitches be doing this and that. No, you got somebody when they're young. In the natural order in which we live today, the average 17 or 18-year-old, you ain't talking about days when children start cooking at 9 and we're having children at 13. We're not talking about that. The average 17 or 18-year-old, if you was to go and ask your mom, what was I doing at 17 and 18-year-old? She would probably say, boy, you weren't even brushing your teeth every day. I had to stay on you to brush your teeth. Most mothers know what their 18-year-old and 19. If those same men were to go and ask their mothers how were they at 18 and 17 years old, she would say probably the same person you was at 13, because an 18-year-old should be prepared to go to college, pledging for a fraternity, or doing what she want to do, or graduating from high school. An 18-year-old, 17-year-old should not be having a grown man trying to do it. And I grew up in it. My husband was 30. He's 14 years younger than me. I was almost 18. So I think that put him at 34, 32. I can't forget the math.
Wait. Your husband was 32 and you were 18?
17 going on 18, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm not married to him anymore. And most of the relationships that start off like that, you cannot marry your father.
No, you can't.
Cannot. Everybody wants to have their young days. Now, at 34, you've gone to college. At 17, you haven't even been able, or 18, to buy your own drink in a club.
Right.
You aren't even able to get in a club unless it's one of these clubs that the 18-year-olds could get in, and then then all the 21-year-olds and over prey on the 18-year-olds that's there. But when these women up and leave them when they're 40, they want to get mad. No, you had your youth and you tried to suck the youth out of this younger person who did not have the same, you were not equally yoked. And then you want to get back, oh, she used me, whatever. No, you used her for you. And now you're around here mad because you got babies, you got to pay child support, and now she living her best life in her 30s. She 28, 29, and you 44 with hip problems, and now you mad. You got what you paid for. You can't buy people these days. Slavery is not an option. You can lease them, and you leased her until she was able to do for herself. Everybody want to grow up and go out on their own. It's the natural order. You cannot take somebody at 17 and 18 and try to make them be a 32 or 34-year-old because you want to have control in it. it's how many 32 and 34-year-old women out here sitting around want to get married, want to meet a good man, and the only thing you as a 32-year-old or 34-year-old man can find is somebody that's 17. You know how many women sitting here on Facebook want to meet Mr. Right, want to settle down, want to get married, and you out of all these 32-year-olds who got their own stuff together,
crazy,
you could only go and find a 17-year-old. I know it's plenty 30-year-old want to date, talk about they can't find them a good man and whatever, and you could only find a 17-year-old.
And let's
Why
put this
is that?
and let's put this in perspective. That means that if he was 17, if she was 17, he was 13, almost 14 when she was born, you know? And I know obviously we're talking about different things, but this is a big difference. We're talking about a generational difference, really, essentially. We're talking about a completely different level of, hey, when I name a cartoon, you don't know that cartoon. You never heard of that cartoon. You know, 15-year age difference. There's some stuff that y'all can connect on, but there's a vast of a world. There's a huge world of a difference between pop culture at that level. And it's just not designed, especially in modern Western America, it's just not designed to work out as effectively as somebody that's in your peer group. It's just not designed to work out. Past that, though, yeah, the obvious is that, well, if what you're saying is so true and all these women are out here just winner's gonna come for them and they're gonna be alone, yada yada yada, kind of that gender war speak and talk, well then wouldn't that mean that you should be able to find somebody that can connect with you on a much more deeper love type, understanding type level, because that's what these guys are claiming that they want. Well, we don't want to pay OnlyFans models for that. We don't want to pay, you know, to pump and dump prostitutes, because I heard that, you know, too. Some guys in the Manosphere be like, oh, you can just pay for sense. You don't have to be, you know, sexless. You can just pay a women. So guys are like, no, we want real love. Well, that's not what we see most of the time. Go ahead, Kosha.
It's a lot of educated women with no kids sitting around cannot find a black man to date. And you mean to tell me that you've had to skip out of what are you looking for? What control are you looking for that somebody on your own age level? And I ain't saying, because most time men do date younger. So, you know, because we women, we just really are more mature than y'all. I had to throw that in there. But if you 32 and you date a 28-year-old, that's okay. That is an okay age difference.
Absolutely.
But what is the power dynamics you're looking for when you literally date a child? They're limited in where they can go. They can't, they really don't have the money. Even the money to a 17-year-old looks way more than what that same amount of money would look, because they knew if they dated a 30-year-old, you can't take her to Red Lobster. You got to take her to Ruth Chris or somewhere. That ain't impressive to her. She can't even buy a drink. She can't go to some places with you and sit down and even have a drink. So what are you really going to do other than connect on a sexual level? And if you that mentally immature, it's either something emotionally wrong with the person or they're a pervert. And
Absolutely.
They looking for to be predatory.
Absolutely. I'm going to go back to a video. We saw this video a long time ago. Kosha, thank you so much for being in the building. Once again, Kosha Malik, I believe I said it right. I said it right this time. Let me just I did it. Thank you, Kosha, for your patience.
Thank you.
No, not a problem. Thank you for being here. Let me show y'all this video. This video we watched, if you're a True Seeker OG in the building, probably I think 3 months ago. And it's a video titled Why You Can't Date Younger Girls. I remember this vividly. It's not titled that exactly, but it's something along that nature to where I know if I type that, it will pull up this video. I say that, and then I'll be here for the next 4 hours trying to find this video, looking for it forever. So here it goes, me not finding it. Here we go. 150 people watching. Make sure you leave a like on my trashness. Like in the building. Anyways, this video went on to say that for the most part, this guy was sitting in the car. It was a white guy. And he went on to say, well, you know why older guys have a hard time dating younger girls? I think he actually said girls. He didn't say women.
Yeah.
He said, you know why y'all have a harder time doing it, or whatever it might be, older guy dating younger girl. I'm still looking for the video. He said it's because of your mindset. Y'all remember that? He said it's because of your mindset. And he said it, when he said it like he really said something crazy. And he did, but in a way that it was not good for him. Right? He was like, it's because of your mindset. He's like, you keep telling yourself that you're an old guy and that she's a young girl. I was like, I was tripping. I was like, this is incredible. And everybody who was watching the video with us at the time, because this was live, was like, yeah, well, because you are an old guy and she is a young girl. And so it is weird. But once again, going back to this Manosphere thing, this is what these guys talk about. This is entrepreneurs in cars, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, 2 mistakes men make dating younger women. This is what these guys talk about. This is what the message is about. They only talk about dating younger girls. You know, like that's what's hot for them. That's what they go for. Guys, stop dating girls over the age of 25. Like this, that's what they say. They say stop dating over 25. After 25, that's it. Right? Now look at this. There are videos on this. I'm not messing with y'all. This isn't just a white or a black thing. This isn't just a Manosphere thing. These guys aren't Manospheres. This is how to date a younger woman as an older guy. They love older guys.
Who killed his wife?
Did this guy kill his wife?
Is he the one? He kind of looks like the one who killed his.
That TikTok. Oh, you talking about the TikTok star that killed his wife?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, my bad.
No, you're fine, Koja. He does look a lot like him. You got a good eye.
Okay.
You got a good eye. 3 signs a younger girl wants sense with older men right now. Coach Jazzi. Listen, y'all. So that's going to be the new focus for a little bit. We're going to be, and I'm not going to be hammering at this, but we need to talk about this in depth. This is very, very, very disturbing. And like I said, I've had conversations. I got video proof myself, but this is what these people talk about. Now, what they'll try and say is they'll try and use a girl like this. This girl has a makeup video says why I prefer to date older men. First and foremost, let's just watch this for a second.
In my car.
Let's watch this for a second, and then I'm going to break this down. I haven't seen this, but let me just go ahead and watch this first, because this is how these guys work and operate. They'll say, oh, well, truth. They'll send me this girl's video, so I beat you to it. Here's the video already. We're watching it now. They'll say, truth, I found this video, right? Check it out. She said that she likes to date older men. So let's listen to what she has to say. But before we even let her speak, let's just look at her for a second. She looks to be past 22, 23 at least. She looks like she's past 22, 23. She's not 17. She's not 18. Let's continue.
Obviously, because I am...
Her voice, she's definitely in her early 20s, mid-20s, right?
Not in Miami. I'm in Sarasota right now, and I wanted to I was just at the gym, and I was kind of like doing my little cardio, and I was thinking, like, what can I do for a video? Like, what?
I say that now. What if she is 18, right? That'd be crazy. They'd be like, true, see? I'm standing on my point, nigga. Most 18-year-olds are not like this, all right? Let's be honest, all right? Let's be real.
And so because one of the videos of Rick and I have kind of, it hasn't gone viral, but like it's all of a sudden kind of like picking up after a few months. If you saw the last video that I made, it was reacting to all the like hate comments.
All right. So she's just going to talk about that. We might just cover that another time. So she's with Rick. Let's see. This was made in 2019. Let's see if she's still with Rick. Let's just give it a shot. All right. Let's put a vote. We're going to do a poll, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Get your stuff together. We're doing a poll. Where's my poll music, damn it? Where's my poll music? Where's my celebration music? Why is my stream trash so much? All right, I'm putting on some rap music for my poll music cuz this is trash, y'all. Coachy, you just hang on, my darling. You just stay beautiful. Okay. We got to do a poll. We need to see how people are feeling about this. All right. Free Gunna trap type beat. There we go. There we go. We got our poll music. Let us now continue. If you think that I forgot what my poll was, yo. What the hell was I even gonna ask y'all? Koja, what were we talking about?
This young lady, how old she looks, but I couldn't hear her voice and what she was saying.
Oh, you couldn't hear it? Oh, okay. Well, if you couldn't hear it. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I don't think you can hear it on Zoom, Koja, okay. So you'd probably have to. So what pretty much she didn't say anything, to be honest with you, so you didn't miss anything. Sorry, y'all. I forgot what the damn poll was going to be, so let's turn off the poll music. Shout out to that beat, that producer, that beat maker.
Tricking ain't nothing new. And
we're talking about tricking.
No, I'm saying tricking ain't nothing new if that's what they want to do. And
oh, that's what we were doing. Koja, you are the best. I love you, Koja. Koja is the best. Koja had us. Remember, are they still together? My E button won't work on my laptop, bro. All right.
You know, white men plan on trading their wife in by 25. They do get married, but they do plan on trading them in for a younger model.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, especially after they done had their family.
Well, I feel you. Okay, that was 29.
Wives club.
Uh-huh. I feel you. I feel you, Koja. I feel you. Okay, let's see. Well, you know, I don't know too much about that, but I just want to, okay, see, advice for dating older men, burning out. So she's still dating older guys right here. That was a year ago. I don't see any pictures with, am I married? Do I want to live on the boat? Let's see. I don't know what's going on. I don't see a single picture of him though. So, does my dad like my new boyfriend? Okay, there he is. Boyfriend meets my dad 4 weeks ago. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not the same old guy that she's talking about. That's a guy her age, you know. So she's not dating the older guy anymore. Let's take a look at the polls and see what we got. Let's see how we did. All right. Let's see how we did here. The poll said no. 73% of you got it right out of 15 votes. Give yourself a pat on the back, ladies and gentlemen. Koja, it looks like you were right. Your theory was right, Koja.
She might have got too old for him. She might have got too old and he had to trade her in.
Well, I mean, yep. I mean, possibly. You know, it could be that. It could be that she just decided that she was done too. It could be a lot of things. Either way, it's still not a right situation for the girl. Either way, for the most part, you know. I think a lot of the times the guys are going to try and say, oh, well, you know, she understands, she's fast, she's in this lifestyle. Okay, she's in the street, she's this, she's that, she's that. Yeah, it still doesn't make it necessarily right. That's almost like, oh, well, I saw the door open to the store late at night, so I just figured I could go ahead and walk in and just take the thing because the door was open. But it's like, no, that doesn't make it right either, bro. Right?
What percentage of the world's crimes and problems do you think are directly related to pedophilia? It impacts the drug trade because a lot of people do drugs and substance abuse to deal with that. It impacts human trafficking. If you actually could deal with pedophilia, it would probably cure at least 50% of the problems we have in the world because it's directly related to the childhood trauma you have with that, the substance abuses we use to deal with it, and other things, the abusive relationships they have not only on the sex level but on the physical level. I think if we were to address that and get pedophilia under control, we could probably cut out a great percentage of crime. Because a lot of the stuff extends from that, and it's perpetual.
Absolutely. And Koja, thank you so much. Koja Malik, ladies and gentlemen, always being an honor, always an honor with her being here. I agree with you, Koja, on that point. Especially now when we talk about everything that we talk about with this, you know, so many guys having a hard time dating, so many people having a hard time dating, you know, on both sides, and that being strained. And we haven't talked about or covered this as much, but let's also be completely honest and transparent about how biologically a guy responds when he is in a sensual depravity of a place, a sensually deprived mindset. Right? Guys, the driving force of testosterone behind a guy can make a guy do a lot of crazy stuff. It can make men start wars and kill themselves by the millions of thousands to assert dominance. It can make you do a lot of crazy stuff. And so I think that's why we see so many crazy things happening with the black femicide issue type of deal, right? You have these guys that are out there just wilding. They're sensually deprived, they're economically deprived, they're socially deprived, they're just continually deprived. And so that's why we have so many issues, and we're not going to dive on that too deep. But whenever guys get into
the whole reason is because it's feeding into the problem. You listening to these people who talk and stuff to keep you sexually deprived.
It's true.
If you actually stop insisting on something being a certain way and talk to women nicely, you could get pussy. But somebody told you got to treat people like shit, like you was in the first grade. You got to pull the little girl hair and poke her to show her you like her. And they keep doing it and let me know how it's working for you. It's not actually working. But hey.
Absolutely. And Koja, we'll just have to just chill on the P word there. We'll try and say just women.
I'm sorry.
Right? So no problem.
Women.
Not a problem, Coach. I appreciate you. So yeah, you're right. You're right. 10 million%. And that's the bigger thing. The solution, once again, is in your problem, which is a mind-numbing concept to think about. It's wild. But you would think, and they're gonna attack me, and they'll sit here and say this and say that. Look, at this point, only thing how I speak about myself, I speak about myself in the way that I see myself, in the way that I want myself to be. I speak about myself in the tense of seeing myself as a baller. I speak about myself about seeing myself as a future businessman, as a current businessman. I speak life and blessings in my music, in my life, in my day-to-day, in my conversations about myself, and then I follow through that with my actions, because I know if I start speaking and saying those things, so shall my heart and my actions be following throughout. My mind can at least grasp the concept of trying to become this positive entity, trying to become this, this better type of person. Then it's going to be a lot easier for my thoughts, and well, obviously my mind is my thoughts, but for my body to follow the actions. Because once the mind starts to slip, then it judges. Your mind controls the rest of your body. So that's kind of my thing, and that's kind of my take on it. I don't know why I started saying that. I'm kind of all over the place tonight.
We have to be the beautiful people in order to deserve love. If you're not the beautiful people, if you're not a 10, you are not deserving of love. Or you got to be the rich guy to deserve love. That's what they tell us.
Right.
And for everybody out there not trying, because you have to be this here. Like, I was like, would you rather be a beautiful or the rich person and unhappy, or would you rather be the two average people together and happy?
Yeah.
Because
go ahead.
You like somebody and she not a dime. Let's say she's a 7 or a 6, but you like her, and you was gonna talk to her, but your boy came and you would say, "Oh, that's what you talking to?" You will stop liking her because your boy. Now, women will say, "That's my ugly dude, and I'm sticking with him. He ugly, but he's fine." But they tell you, and a lot of men, I think, don't find love because if they boys don't approve of it or say that she's a 10 or he can't go out with her. And literally other men hold their own penis instead of being their own person.
You know what's crazy? EDP actually, Koja, and that's a good point you brought up. EDP said along the lines like the way, because they asked him, they were like, "Why are you out here meeting this girl?" And he was saying like, "I can't get girls," or something like that. He's like, "I can't get normal girls, so I gotta, that's why I'm meeting up this girl." He's like, "I'm messed up. I'm this, I'm that," right? So they were like, but to kind of just bounce back off of what you were saying there. Yeah, he even said that. Him not being able to, get the girls had a big impact on him. It's just a.
He should have got a prostitute. I advocate for prostitution in his cases. He didn't have to go to a girl.
Right.
He could have went to an adult prostitute.
Right. That once again, that bears the question. I think that once again kind of dives into the issue that isn't talked about as much, and that is when a person does become pushed to their limits, they start to do some weird things, and particularly guys. And I see this happening a lot more because as things continue to go, as the Manosphere message of hope for young men, MGTOW, go your own way, leave women alone. Okay, cool. Go ahead, and Coach, I'm gonna put you on mute for 1 second, just for sorry, Coach, we hear some background noise. Okay, cool. Leave women alone. Go your own way. Women are bad and evil. Okay, cool. That after going your own way for about 2, 3, 4, 5 years, right? Chemical processes might be a little bit different off inside of you as a guy. You might start to do things that are not typical of a guy who might be in a normal relationship, in a normal, healthy, functioning sexual relationship at that age. This is a reality of situations. This is a reality of what's going on. This is why that message does have so much of an appeal. If you're a guy that has not gotten or been with a woman or made out with a woman, kissed with a woman, whatever it might be, held hands with a woman, had some sort of physical, intimate contact in a year, and you hear somebody talking about, oh, well, all women are bad in judgment of guys and the guys they pick and yada yada. If you haven't been with the woman and then you hear a message like that, it's going to seem to make 1000% perfect sense to you. It's going to be perfect clarity. You're going to be like, oh, it makes sense now. The problem and the issue is the women are changing, so I got to change what I got to do. Now, instead of going after normal girls my age, I need to go ahead and change things around because since the women are changing, I'm not getting any luck. I got to change with the times. And all of a sudden it makes sense to start going after a 17-year-old girl because the guys said that the women are changing and I haven't had sex in a year. So 17-year-old girls is legal. It makes sense. It's like,
I didn't mute you at all, but hold on for a second, man. I'm about to go on this.
No, you good. Go ahead, black guy.
So please select another camera. Oh, I got to turn off this camera. Damn.
No, you good, man. You good.
Man, hold on for a second, okay?
Take your time, bro. So it ends up being this non-ending.
Can you take this off the screen? What is this on the screen?
I'll mute y'all right now. Y'all sound adorable.
Trying to get up on here.
All right, we'll take your time. I won't mute you. We'll try and I think I can. Let me see. Ask to start video. Okay, I asked you to start a video. Zachariah Perryman, good to see you in the building, Zachariah. Connect your mic if you can, Zachariah, and we'll get you up here. It looks like they left. They're trying to figure out how to get everything connected. Zachariah, I see you in the background. So
$40,000 worth of guns, he couldn't go to the bunny ranch.
40. And you're absolutely right. So we're gonna get on that, right? So he said that he couldn't get girls, yada yada yada. Keep in mind, this guy has 2 million subscribers on YouTube, pulling in at least 10 racks a month. That's not monetized. All right, at least 10 racks a month. Z Noir, good to see you in here. Z.
Subscribers on YouTube, pulling in at least 10 racks a month. That's
Z. The floor is yours, Z. Go ahead. You can unmute yourself when you got some time. We'll see. I think Z Noir is on a pretty bad delay right now.
I'm having some technical issues. 1 second. Give me 1 second.
You're fine, Z. Just unmute yourself and speak whenever the technicalities work themselves.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you perfectly.
Okay, so I'm having some technical issues.
Okay. Well, you just do your thing, Z. Sorry, y'all. It's like I'm speaking with a ghost almost. So yeah, EDP has you're making $10,000 a month. You're doing this, you're doing that, but a prostitute isn't enough. And Koja, I'm glad you brought that up. This is where we start to get into this. Something starts to change inside of these guys, and something has the ability to change inside of a guy's mind when he is sensually deprived for years on end. Not every guy, but you have the ability to, and warped mindset and thought process and patterns becomes logical thinking when you are in a very, very, very desperate and dark place. This is why when you're depressed, it's very bad to make emotional decisions when you're in a very emotional place, in a very emotional state. It's good to kind of take time and think about things. Well, if you're in a very emotional state all the time and in a very depressed state all the time, your mind starts to get in a very illogical state because it's simply going to follow the environment that you're placing it in. You're placing it in mistiness and cloudiness, and so it's going to start to think mistiness and cloudiness. And along with you thinking in mistiness and cloudiness, so goes your actions as well, and so goes your thoughts and your decisions as well, because as you are in your mind, so your head and your actions follow. So now you're thinking in mistiness and cloudiness, and with a really weird misconstrued train of thought, and you've been listening to a guy tell you that it's okay to get with the 16 or 17-year-old because the law says it's okay, and because it's okay because biologically it says it's okay. But 16-year-old just didn't happen to be the age of the girl that you found on whatever social media site or whatever it might be, or however EDP met up with this girl, Facebook or Tinder or whatever. She just happened to be 15. Well, you know what? 15 is close enough to 16 to me, so we're going to go ahead and make an exception. Now we have an issue where the law is being broken, but it didn't start off with the law being broken. It started off with legal intentions. We're just trying to do the natural thing. It's a fine line, ladies and gentlemen, and let's not act like guys. Let's not act like we have
to be a zero tolerance.
It's a very
no.
Absolutely.
Ifs, ands, and buts. It was a state. They was trying to make 18 the legal marrying age. And stuff. So maybe we need to have the Fed step in and do it federally to do it. And it needs to be zero tolerance, no ifs, ands, buts. It's some things like, as a nurse, they train us to check somebody's allergies before you give them medication. It's almost drilled into you, and it's going to have to be drilled into men. There's no discussion about it. Stop playing. And when I hear men saying, I've even heard women saying, well, she was on, zero tolerance. No, it's no ifs, ands, or buts. No if and no about it. Oh, she had a baby or didn't have a baby that make her acceptable. And it just needs to be zero tolerance.
I hear you, Coach.
Well, can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, Z, we hear you.
Okay. So it's Zachariah.
Oh, Zakaria, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Zakaria. You know I'm
It's
trash,
okay.
Zakaria. So welcome to my trash stream.
But I go by Z because it's a unique name and it's easier to recognize. I mean, it's easy. Yeah. Anyway, so I think we need re-education around what is actually okay for boys and girls. I think that we need people to be able to heal from their childhood adversities, i.e., maybe being overly exposed to sex at an early age, because I know a lot of young men and young boys are exposed to a lot of sex and sexual things at way too early for them. And I know that kind of warps their brain a little bit. I'm not trying to make excuses for these men or anything like that. But at the same point in time, it's like a whole system. It needs to be like a whole system reboot. We need harder laws on these pedophiles. I'm tired of pedophiles raping 20 kids and getting out in 5 years. I'm tired of guys getting their 14-year-old daughters pregnant and they're not sentenced to life in jail. Like,
that's insane.
It's disgusting.
Absolutely.
It's disgusting.
And Z, that's why I said, Z, I'm glad you're saying that. I sense that this is deeper than the manosphere. This is in like a large portion of society, yo. And I've heard these conversations outside of the manosphere, outside of just black manosphere, outside of white manosphere. I've heard these conversations in a large portion of men. That's why I'm going to make this video tomorrow. I'm going to walk up to 20 guys and ask them, what do you think about dating an 18-year-old? They're going to be all ages. And then I'm going to say, oh, well, the age.
Some black guys.
The age. Coach, just give me 1 second, Coach. Just give me 1 second, okay? 1 second. And I want to get people's ideas, and then I'm going to ask them, hey, well, you know, the age of consent in Texas is 17, so what do you think now? What do you think now? Because the legal limit, if the legal limit is what you are judging your okayness on, let me throw you something else now. Is it okay for you now legally? Because that's the legal limit too. 17. Well, what do you think about 16 being the legal limit? Because 16 is the legal limit in some states. Now, I want to get the answer, and here's the thing. If you're using legality as the leg that you stand on for morality, then how is legality a bad thing when she's 16 if it's legal? So I want to see what these guys' answers is too, and I know what their answers are going to be. If they say yes to 18 being okay and it's legal, then you can't say no to 16 not being okay. But socially, you have to say no to 16 not being okay because everybody tells you it's bad because it's horrible because it is. I was about to cuss. I'm trying not to cuss because it is effing bad to be with a 16-year-old girl as a grown man, right? We know that. But once again, if you're using the legal law as your moral justification, then the legal law daddy said it's okay. So now are you telling me that all of a sudden now you have a sense of morality that surpasses the law? That's the problem that I'm starting to see with a lot of guys. And now it makes sense why we're starting to have a lot of issues in this realm of ours. It's not the legal aspect that's really the big issues. It's a change in culture. It's a change in people. That's a different conversation for another time. So we're not going to talk about that too much tonight. But listen, I'm going to start rounding this out, ladies and gentlemen. Z, Koja, I appreciate y'all for being on so much. Thank you for calling in. I'm going to round this out, but I'm going to see you on the next panels, ladies. I'm going to go ahead and close this off. Thank you all, Koja. Good night, Koja.
Good night.
Good night, Koja. Good night, Z.
Good night.
Good night, Z. And we'll Z out. Well, Z's already. So, this is interesting, man. This is interesting here. How long have we been streaming? Hour and a half. I gotta cut it short, y'all, because I'm trying to keep it. This is supposed to be under an hour. I'm trying to keep them all under an hour because people on YouTube, once they see 6 numbers instead of 4 numbers, they're like, all right, I'm out. They could be like, I'm not clicking that. An hour? They go, what? You can make the video 58 minutes. They'll be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna check it out. There's something about seeing 6 digits on the title where people are like, fudge, no, I'm not about to watch this thing. Or they'll click it and then try and like find the good parts throughout the video. Or they'll click my video and they'll be like, oh, it doesn't have any subtitles or annotations. And they'll be like, I'm out. Well, listen, man, I rock with y'all anyways. Hey, this is part 1 of this entire EDP debacle. And in customary tradition, this will be the only part since it's part 1. No, I kid. We're going to have some more coming up. We got the intro rolling on out. Make sure you like, share the video, subscribe. I'll be back with an upload tomorrow. Minister Jap decided to leave a comment. Minister Jap left a comment on the profile. And Minister Jap, I'm just sending you a message. We're going to make a pre-recorded video tomorrow talking about it. Maybe I'll make a recorded video talking about it. Maybe I'll do a special live talking about it. So we might have a special live tomorrow responding to Minister Jap. I was going to send him an email, just be really manly about it, but he left a comment first. So I'm just going to respond in a video, make it content. Sure, bash me, why not? But there is a message to it as well. And there's a reason why I'm making it video content. So I was typing up the email to him, but he'll see this video anyways. There's no need to try and be professional at business. There's no point in trying to be professional at business like with Minister Jap. That's not going to seek or fulfill. That doesn't seek to fulfill any type of purpose within me. That's not going to do anything at this point. But he left a comment, and just to kind of show you, I guess in the essence of transparency or in spirit of transparency, what he said, I'll show you the comments. Some of y'all have already, sent me the comment. And I love y'all. The ones who monitor the comments, the channel mods, I love y'all. Y'all are awesome. This is what Minister Jap said to me, a Manosphere content creator who is also another one that preaches about having sensual relations with 18-year-old women, girls. Minister Jap said this, however, he said, beefing will get you nowhere in this world. Actually have a real message they remember you for. Thank you for the acknowledgement and attention. I thank you for sharing light on me. Blessings. I want to see you succeed in 2022. Brotherhood. I thought that was a very interesting video from, a man who speaks about a woman like my mother in the way that he does. Calling black women German shepherds and calling them this and calling them that, about trying to form some kind of partnership and brotherhood with me. I understand what he's doing, and whilst I also do pay respects and appreciate the olive branch, I think that the words, once again, offline, or in this case online, because it's a comment section, he left a comment on my channel in regards to, don't match the online persona of who this guy is. And that's why I'm making the videos, and that's why I'll be doing what I'm doing going forward on this channel, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm trying to show y'all and get y'all to understand that the people that you're watching will end up effing you off in real life, okay? There's no reason why Minister Jap should be giving me advice on beefing. There's no reason why a black man that says that all black women are German shepherds who need to be restricted, who need to be tied to their kennels, who need to be domestically disciplined or slapped, that need to be killed, that we need to have slavery brought back. There's no reason why a guy like Minister Jap should be trying to teach me about beefing, right? But here we are, Minister Jap, trying to be the moral authority and figure in my comment section. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I'm making, and this is why I had to start shifting the message, because even the ladies who are in the divestment movement, even the ladies who are watching, your favorite content creator trying to tell you about how bad black men are, how bad this type of person are, how bad this type of person are, I need you to understand that they themselves are probably not exactly what you think they are. They're probably not exactly who you think they are offline. They're just not. This YouTube thing is an understood agreement. If you're a content creator and you start making money on YouTube, you understand what it is. That's why he left a comment what he did. That's why he's saying, bro, I'm not trying to beef with you. I understand. I'm making money right now. You don't think Minister Jap's making money? Minister Jap's making not tens of thousands. Minister Jap's making thousands of dollars a month right now off of YouTube. Just watch one of his live streams and his donations. He's not trying to beef. He's not trying to do anything like that, right? What he's doing is he's trying to keep the gravy train running, but it just so happens that the way that he keeps his gravy train running is by disparaging black women, right? And so in order to keep the money going, he's going to do that for as long as he has to, and he doesn't have a problem with it. He doesn't want to beef. He doesn't really have that much of an issue, if I'm being quite frank and honest with you, most likely with a lot of black women in real life. What do I mean by that? When he sees black women in real life, do you think that he's really calling them a German shepherd in real life? Do you think he's really doing this in real life or doing that? No, he's acting like a normal human being who doesn't want any problems or beef with anybody or anything. That is, of course, until the camera and the lights come on and you start placing yourself in the studio again. So just be careful. Listen, Minister Jap, I don't want any beef with you either. That's not what I want, but we're going to address you in a separate video because there's a lot that we need to talk about in this response from the Manosphere content creator, who is also one of the workers of the 7, Donovan Sharp, all these guys who talk about dating and having sexual relations with girls. He's a part of that same element and same sphere, okay? So just by the nature of who you are and what you represent, Minister Jap, there is no olive branch between you and I. Right? There never can be until you ultimately realize and start to change just who you are as a person. But unfortunately, the pull and the power of the money is going to be far too much for anybody that's making a full-time living off of YouTube to reconsider. Right? Me, I don't care about that. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. If I suffer, I suffer. I've done worse and I've been in worse positions to worry about a couple of $1,000s a month that I might be losing based off of not feeding into this hatred of campaign of whatever it might be, misogyny or toxicity, because I feel or I see that it makes money. No, that's not what we're going to do anymore. That's not what I want for the people that love this channel, that I love, that I speak with on a day-to-day basis. No, we're going to give you the truth and we're going to give you the best options moving forward on how to handle situations in regards to you, your family members, and anybody else that you share this video with. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, The Honest Truth, YT@gmail.com. The Void Collection's coming soon. I've been making music, and my music is absolute fire. Like, I honestly feel like I'm better than 80% of the music industry. I know people usually say 90%. I say 80% of the music industry. Wait till y'all hear these tracks. These tracks are stupid, man. Wait till y'all see the music videos. The music videos are going to be amazing, but know that there's a deeper message. I'm making music. So know that it's not just music that I'm making. There's a reason why I'm making music. I can't tell you everything right now, but I've thought about it a lot. I'm going to try and actually play this video outro on the way out. It might work. It might not work. If it doesn't work, then you know that I love you. If it does work, then know that I love you. Special live time tomorrow night, and we'll have some more videos. Notification bells on, ladies and gentlemen. This has been The Honest Truth, Truth Seekers Live production. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope that you enjoyed this video. And make sure you check out the tracks. Check out my music. We dropped Acetaminophen, and we also dropped, I don't know what the other name of the song is right now. I have no idea. Oh, somebody asked me, why'd you name it Acetaminophen? You know, in the rap and the hip-hop culture, it's very popular to talk about, popping pills and this and that. And, I've got to, we've all done things, and we've all done things. I've done things as well, so I'm not perfect. But I think my main goal is to try and... The title of the song, Acetaminophen, was a play on the style of the rapping of it. The triplets. Acetaminophen, I get the money like I'm right? So that's why I named it that. But also, acetaminophen is a legal drug. But acetaminophen also helps with headaches. You need it. Right? You need it sometimes to help with your ailments. It doesn't get you high. It doesn't do anything. But when you really need it, it's good to just pop those pills. And so it's more just like a play on the pill terminology of rap and hip hop, and then the wordplay of it as well. So that's why I named it Acetaminophen. And because the picture looked really cool. It looked like something. So anyways, I'm out. Y'all, I love y'all. I'm going to see you in the very near future. Truth Seekers Live Productions. Good night, y'all.